What's up, dude? I feel like giving an off the cuff rant. Because the other day, I had this encounter with this guy at work, and all the guy does is he just focuses on girls. Because he's my age, same age as me, slightly older, but that's all he focuses on is women. And I'm not saying women are bad, but as a young guy, and maybe you may be in a different position, maybe you like a man Gaji and you got financially free at a very young age and you're a provider and you can do all these things. But for the average guy, that's not the case, right? Not to mention that you don't need women, dude. But that's a topic I'll get in a couple seconds. Basically, this guy, and he's not a bad guy, put all of his focus into women, and he's screwing around. He lives with his dad, and I live with my dad, but I've taken steps to retiring my dad at an early age, and I've been taking steps. And this guy, he puts all of his focus on women. Again, not trying to complain, nice guy. And I try to explain to these people, but just can't get through to them, man. If he put that much, like half of his focus, because he has like all the apps on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, all of these things downloaded. If he and he always does quick ad and stuff like that. And he's getting all these girls and he's screwed around having sex all the time, multiple girls in a day sometimes. And I was like, just thinking, man, if you just put half of that energy into a business, imagine how far you could get. Like, think about it. Like, if you put that much money in that time, that money is another thing you spend on these girls too. It's like, if you put that much money into investing, or half of that, you could actually get some money, something back, and you could actually start something if you just saved up your money, if you grinded. But most young guys make the mistake of focusing on women. That's where the energy goes. That's they blow their load, so then they don't have that sexual energy. They can't transmute that into their work. They can't use it to fuel them because they've wasted it. They've wasted it on a girl, and the girl doesn't get anything from this equation either. It's a lose lose for both. One, the guy is obviously not ready to be a provider or anything, any kind of good influence in your life, and two, the woman ends up wasting your time. But so does a guy. But like, men and women are on different timelines, man. A woman's prime is like from 18 roughly like to 25. A man's prime is gonna be 25 to 35 in that area. It's like not perfect, but like a 10-year roughly, or 8 whatever, depends on when it starts, when it ends, gap of prime. So men really shouldn't start looking for women until they're in their prime and they can offer the most. And that's what it is supposed to be about. I don't think you have the right to take on a girl unless you can pay for her and the children. And you shouldn't be in a relationship if you're not trying to get married, honestly. That's only going to promote degeneracy. You're just going to waste your time, man. I just, I just don't get these people. I try to explain stuff, but anyways, I digress. Back to the point. What you should be focusing on if you're a young man is grinding. You should be going to the gym, stretching, meditating, cooking your own food. I mean, you may not be able to, and you know, maybe that takes a lot of your time up in the day. But you should be eating healthy, focusing on health, building a good body. Meditating is a big one. Obviously, you should be grinding, working, saving up your money, and buying assets, any kind of real estate. Even I don't really believe in crypto, but something that's actually going to give you a return on your investment. That's where your money should go. Your money should go to something that's going to give you something back, even if it's not monetary. A course, a book, healthy food. You get a healthy body. You are what you eat. And most of these guys don't deserve girls either. A lot of them, because one, they only want to screw around with them because they don't actually care about them, and two, again, they can't provide. The most loving thing you can do for a woman if you truly care about her is actually take care of her. Not the simp, not nothing like that. No, none of that gay crap. But probably shouldn't have said that. But um, no, the most loving thing you can do is actually be the man, not a little boy that's like hung up, all addicted to what's between your legs. That's pathetic. That's simp. That's not masculine. You have to be a provider. And if you're not one, become one. That's it. If you truly want girls, become a provider first. But that should not be your focus, because trust me, when you get older, you're going to realize you're not that important. And don't look up to women like they're gods for multiple reasons. One, you put her on a pedestal. She can't see you unless she's looking down. In other words, if you put her on a pedestal, the only place she can look is down at you. She's looking down on you. If you put her above you, you put yourself beneath her. Women want to look up. Respect goes upwards. It doesn't go downwards. You don't respect a woman ant. You respect a lion because it has the power to kill you. You respect God because God has created everything. God can destroy you if you wanted to. And be nothing you can do to stop it. You respect your father when you're a little kid. At least you should if you're a kid and if you're an adult. But if you're a kid, because he can give you a spanking and whip your ass. He's got the belt. Women want to look up to men. If you're beneath her, if you put her on a pedestal, you're beneath her. But if you are beneath her in a sense that you're just a boy, because women are born, men are made. If you haven't made yourself into a man yet, when only you can do that, then what is she gonna do? She can't look up at you. She can't respect you. She's not gonna love you. And these degenerate relationships, they always fail. Relationships should be vetting for marriage. If you're gonna get married, and if you're gonna get married, it should be for the purpose of family. You could do it because, if you can't actually just get married and not have kids. That's okay too. But generally speaking, family is typically the goal. At least it should be. But I understand if it's not too. But ultimately, if you're a young guy, I'm trying to tie this whole thing together because I don't want to make a long video. If you're a young guy, your efforts should be focused on becoming the best version of you. If not for, okay, because there's only really two paths in life that are really virtuous and religious and good. I truly believe that it's some type of monk or marriage. Now, monk doesn't necessarily mean you have to live in a monastery. You can just be a monk in the sense that you meditate, pray, and you should do those things anyways if you're married. But you should either devote entirely to God or for your family, which means you're still going to devote towards God. You're still going to be religious and whatnot, but the focus, your life will be for provision for them more so. Your physical life will be devoted towards, earthly life will be devoted towards providing for those people. Whereas if you're a monk over here on the other side, your physical life will be dedicated more towards God. An example would be, I remember saying this one a little while back, is lift for Jezebel. Lift for Jesus, not for Jezebel. I said that backwards. I almost did. You should be devoted, whatever you do in life, if you're suffering, whatever, offer it up to God. It should be some kind of, your life should be a fragrant offering to God. It should be like burning a candle or incense to God. Honor God in some way in your life. That's what your physical life should be like if you're monk oriented and you're not in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, you should begin on the path to getting married, even if you're not yet. And when you are, your physical life should be devoted, yes, to God, pray, this and that, but priority is the family. God, men, women, children. You are right here underneath God, above the women. You're supposed to be. Again, don't put it on a pedestal. And to my closing message, I guess, because I'm trying not to take too long, my closing message for you would be, when you focus on yourself and you become the man that she needs, the women will come to you. Make no mistake. A flower doesn't go running around looking for bees. It's all sick and uprooted out of the ground with its roots exposed. It doesn't have deep roots. It's running around like an idiot looking for bees. It doesn't have any pollen yet. There's nothing that the bees can even get from the flower anyways. The flower just wants bees. It's an addiction, right? That's unhealthy. That's unnatural. That's not how nature works. It's essentially what you're doing if you're a young guy, you're a boy, and you're trying to bang all these girls. It's not what you're supposed to be doing. When the flower is healthy, has deep roots, and it produces pollen, it actually gives something back, then all the bees just come to it, with or without the flower's permission. Obviously, as a man, you're not a plant. You can turn down women if, whatever the case may be, if you're a monk and you happen not to want to get married or find the right bee. That's really all there is to it. So, if you like this video, like and subscribe. Or don't. Just like. Leave a comment. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm right. I think that's it. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. So thanks for watching. Alright, bye dude.